Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been, I don't want to say a long time, because it hasn't really been a long time since Snowrunner has released a pack of trucks. We've had some Mack trucks, we've had some Western Star, we've definitely, had a lot of Russian trucks. Most of the time when we get a DLC with these trucks, the first thing people do is complain that they're not part of the season pack because they don't want to pay extra money. I'm going to remind you that in this current economy, these trucks cost less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So quit whining, seriously. I understand people don't want to spend extra money, but you know what? You can have 5 minutes of enjoyment at Starbucks, or you can get these trucks and enjoy the heck out of them for a long time. Now, the other complaint that we usually have, especially with the American trucks, is that they're underpowered, and why would I spend money on underpowered trucks? Well, these trucks are not. In fact, I might go as far to say this is probably the most beastly American truck pack that they've ever released. We have a Kenworth, we have a Western Star that is, I mean, you can look at the size of this truck. We have a monster-sized Freightliner, and next to it, the Western Star is even larger. This is a monster-sized truck. It's about the size of the Kenworth 963. So it's a huge truck, and it's all-wheel drive, and it's also diff-locked. And then the Freightliner that we have is also all-wheel drive and diff-lock. And they've got large tires, aggressive stance. These are off-roading, heavy off-roading trucks. So this is going to be the first pack that I've seen where it's not like you can kind of sort of use these anywhere. Like obviously the what was it? We had the Kenworth pack with the T880 and the C530, I think is what the numbers were on those. The 530 had a long nose that got stuck on everything, but it was fairly capable. But it rode low, so it would get stuck in deep mud. These trucks both ride high. And then the T880 was almost useless because it was just diff lock, rear diff lock. Now, I like the trucks and I use them for a lot of stuff, but this set is completely different. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start driving so we're going to put this to the test, and you can see here we got some new trailers. There's a new logging trailer for double logs. A lot of stuff in this pack. Now, you got those trailers for free. I don't think you had to buy the pack to get those trailers, but I'm just showing you that they show off the capabilities of these trucks. So this trailer is cool, though, because it carries fuel and repair points, too. So this truck, for me, is the first American road truck. And it is, once again, we got a Kenworth. What is it called? This is it's a Freightliner, sorry, not Kenworth. FLD 120, there we go. It can be configured. It can also be configured to have, this is a full configuration truck, so you can get all of the attachments. You can put a crane on it. You can put a flatbed on it. You can put the emergency fuel and repair kit on it. It carries everything, and it has this road truck configuration. So it's a really flexible truck on top of being, super all-wheel drive, diff lock, high riding. So this is the first road truck that we've gotten that is 100% capable. And you can see here as we go through, this is pretty bad mud. Pulling a trailer with a Humvee on it, and there's no struggle at all. It will get bogged down a little bit. I've had a couple spots. When I was going up a very steep hill and then got stuck in mud like this, I did get stuck. But that's to be expected of almost any truck. But you can see here just the ridiculous road that I'm taking with this truck, and it's fine. So I'm excited for us because for the first time we have trucks that are absolutely 100% going to be usable throughout the game. I love the look of these trucks. These two trucks that they put in this pack are, vintage. We're talking, 1970s, maybe into the 80s, but you got the split window and stuff like that. They don't do that anymore, And they fit that Snowrunner American truck vibe of the 70s and 80s. with our old Internationals, and they just kind of fit right in. So to me, this is not only does this pack work well, it gives you some very capable trucks. There's a little pop. Now, this is not the truck running out of power. This is the trailer. The feet of the trailer that I picked it's getting stuck on the ground. That's not the truck's fault. If I detach, we can just watch this continue on. It'll be fine. No problem. See that? So it's the trailer that's holding us back here. It's not the truck. Yeah. So anyway, these trucks are they fit that. Oh no, the Humvee's gonna go. No. Oh no. Wait, grab it. Attach trailer. Attach trailer. Attach trailer. Attach trailer. Where's the attach trailer? Ah, there it is. Okay. The Humvee's in an unhappy state. We're about to cause a massive accident. Anyway, this trailer is not really meant to be off-roaded like this, but what I'm showing you is you can actually take some of these ridiculous trailers and take them off-roading with this new truck. Now, could you do this with some of the Russian trucks in-game? Absolutely. But this is cool to have an American semi-truck off-road, but yet road-worthy truck. And I'm just using the default tires. These are the tires that come with the truck. Now, I did size them up to 55 inches because they were, I got the raised kit, and we've dumped it over. But I think you get the idea. This is a really, really nice truck. And we'll take a look at the other version of it, too, because I've got a second version here. Let's go back down to the Western Star. This is the 6900 XD. Now, for the first time, we're offered an actual towing package. I will say that with that truck on the back, you can see it's riding with the nose up. But it works. And you can actually pack the cargo into there, so yes, it is fully functional. I packed that truck in there, and it stayed put through some crazy spinning around. I love the lights that are on here. For the first time, the beacons are cool. But do know that when you have a truck on the back, it will have a hard time turning. But this is our rescue and recovery truck now. So once again, we'll hop inside so you can see the vintage interior cabin. This is definitely a truck of the late 70s, early 80s, maybe into the 80s and 90s, but it's still like a vintage truck. It's just gorgeous. All right, sorry, I've got some. We may have to pause again. My wife is waking up. I'm doing this sort of early in the morning, and the dogs they might bark. But once again, just showing you the capabilities of this truck. And once again, this bed, I believe, does this carry fuel and stuff? Refuel. Yeah, you got 300. You got 300 fuel, and the extraction kit also has 180. That's probably on top of the roof there. And the trunk has 80. So you get a lot of different fuel options with this special repair trailer. It also has repair points. Let's take a look real quick here. Oop, wrong button. And we'll look at repair. Yeah, the vehicle extraction kit has 330. Trunk repair has 300. So I think the trunk repair is that thing on the roof, right? So 350 in the vehicle extraction kit. But the problem, as you can see here, is because I got that weight on the back, I'm having a hard time turning, but we're not getting stuck at all. And what I wanted to show you is this truck also, like the other truck, has every attachment available. So you can pretty much put logs on this, you can put cargo on it. This one's longer, so it has a 2-slot bed and a 3-slot bed. Obviously, it looks like you're gonna have to use your brains when it comes to towing, because we're getting stuck. And since you're not just winching, you don't have the option to turn the motor on. The truck in the back is not helping at all. So we did get stuck going uphill. But you can still use your winch because you're not towing. So let's see if we can get out of here. Hang on. All right, so we can see it did it. You just had to do a little winching there. And that's, not shocking with this, considering what we're pulling here. And behind us we have another Freightliner that I wanted to show you. This is the same truck that we have up there. It's just the flatbed version. And that one can carry, I think it's up to 2 slots. You don't have a 3-slot version, but so yeah, you can see this thing's pretty dang powerful. It pulled right through. I'm gonna go ahead and put this truck down. So let's go through that process. You have an anchor to keep your truck steady while you're doing this, and then you can put your evacuator out, and we can move the evacuator up and down. First of all, we're gonna unpack the cargo. Okay. And then we're going to go back to control evacuator. And I can lower and raise it with my left and right triggers. And then you have this, that's as far down as it's going to go, it looks like. I raised the back of the truck up. Interesting. Nope, I did the wrong button. And then you can lower and raise the angle of, there we go. The angle of it, see that? You can, this folds up, so when I put it low like that, then you can also extend it out like so. And now we can go ahead and hop into the other truck. That's going to be here. And we'll take this for a ride. Once again, this is the same as the other truck that's up on the hill, it's just the flatbed version. And you can see here, I put a special rack on here that carries extra fuel and repair points. You don't have to use that rack. You can also just run the truck as a day cab and get more room. So we'll check in the shop, because I can't remember if this is, I think this still only does 2-slot, but it might do 3-slot also. So we'll look at that before we go. Cool paint schemes that they come with. There's like 3 or 4 different colors for each one. I think 5 different colors. But the reason why I'm taking you on this road is because when we took almost all the trucks from the Mac Pack and all the trucks from the Kenworth Pack, the T880, the C5, whatever it is, they would always get stuck at these rock breaks. So I wanted to show you, this is, once again, a taller, bigger truck. I love these trucks, once again, and they're cool. Once again, they fit right into the game, which is what I love. They look the part. Get through here. This is the first place that the Mac can't, none of the Macs can make it through. It just goes right through. And there you go. That's the issue that we run into, is the nose gets stuck. So you can see there, we still got a little bit of a problem with this truck because it's got a big nose. And I got that huge bumper on it now. But yeah, not too bad. You just got to kind of wiggle around a little bit. With some of those trucks, like the C5 whatever, good luck. And there's one more pass right here that I want you to see. She just goes right through, no problems. Yeah, great truck. All right, so let's bring the other truck down here. They seem to have good power to weight ratios too. I don't feel like the trucks are ever struggling trying to get up hills and stuff. Whereas, you know, some of the bigger Kenworths, they kind of bog out. Now that said, I do have these trucks loaded with the biggest engine that you can put in them. So we're gonna ride in the cab for a little bit, just for. So you can kind of get an idea of the cab. The cool cabs. This would be a good truck to play with a steering wheel. Actually, both would. I still wish this game had head tracker. Oh, we forgot to put this up. Let's put the evacuator up. Alright, no. Raise that up. There you go. And we're gonna, I think, say lower. Is it lower? Yeah. There we go, and we're going to shorten. So when traveling, I wonder if they travel with this in the up or down position. I guess probably more. If I put it down all the way, it looks like it's going to drag on the ground, yeah. So you got to lift it up, probably about right there. Yeah, that's going to be more comfortable. So that's kind of a neat specialty thing that they did with this truck. I really like that. But the fact that it does everything else too, like sometimes they give us trucks and they only do like 3 or 4 things. Like the Wolfpack was like that from the Western Star Wolfpack. Now, let's see here. This is the first bump. Once again, the big problem is always the nose on the other side. And I've got an extended bumper, so that does make it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to have to wiggle it out. Yep. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Oh, jeez. Bonk. Kabonk. There we go. Just needed a little momentum, but it is getting stuck a little bit there, so you can see that that's going to be maybe an issue. And this bed is heavy, so it can't get out of the hole. Come on, you can do this. Hope I turned the diff lock off. Oops. Interesting. So this definitely has a hard time here. This is why I wanted to test this out. And the other weird thing is, now this might be the motor problem. This is what we talked about. The wheels aren't spinning, which means the motor's not delivering enough power to get out, which is interesting. And now we're high centered. Come on. Oh, no, oh, almost. It's slipping on that rock. Come on, baby. You can do this. You have to winch it. Hate to do it, but we're going to have to get a little help from the outside. This is going to end up tipping over. Okay, well, that was not great. I know the C500 can get through that, sort of. Sometimes the C500, though, it definitely gets nosed there. That's a tough spot. Here's the other one. Let's see if we can get through this without a problem. I haven't tried this yet with this truck, so yeah, no problem. So once again, not flawless, definitely, but my point is this. These trucks are, for what they are, they're very strong and very usable. And so I hope that, you know, you guys can see the value. This is, like I said, the first time that we've had some American trucks that really are on, I guess, beast mode. They're much stronger than our the other trucks that have come out recently from the American packs. I'd say the 990 was the last super truck, but the 990 doesn't have all-wheel drive, so it's not. These are going to be more usable than that. So hopefully you guys, you know, like these trucks. And if you don't, I can't help that, but I think they're great. I think for $599 you're getting a great deal, and these are definitely going to get used all over the place. We finally have some American trucks that have some power to them. Once again, let's hop into the garage and take a look and see what they come with. Actually, I'm just going to do this. We'll recover this to the garage. So if we customize it, you got start with the paint schemes. There's some different. That's really different looking, but cool. That definitely has that's the 80s vibe right there, man. I like that. That's what I was using. That's cool too. I mean, these are all good looking paints. If you like green. That horrible bumper that's on the front, you can take that off. There's the regular stock bumper. I like the stock bumper better, honestly, but I put that on there for the lights. We've got different racks, different lights. Hang on. We have different pipes, all that good stuff. But the most important thing here is going to be our frame add-ons. You got the really big crane. Got the logger bed with the logging crane. I think you can do both at the same time, right? Yeah. Got flatbed, long flatbed, van body. Looks funny. Yeah, yep. Once again, short and long. Interestingly, the yellow, oh no, there it is. The yellow crane can go on the back. I was gonna say, I don't see the 3/8 crane. There it is. Okay. So curiously, what does this take? No, so you can do the crane like this, but you can't do the 3-bed and the crane. That kind of sucks. But at least now we know. There's the thing we're using, and then there's the trunk repairs. So those are the configurations for this truck. Pretty good stuff. All right, let's jump out and see the other truck. There. Nope. I'll rescue that later. Okay, so here we can see the Freightliner. We're going to customize this a little bit. First of all, we're going to look at the cab options. Trying to think of where those are. Is it rooftop? No. There's the regular bumper. I like the regular bumper on that truck better, too. Huh. Nope. So that's going to be... It must be under here that we get these. Yeah, there we go. So the service cab, you can turn on and off. You can turn this on and off. So see, there's just the... If I get rid of that, then that's just a day cab. The question is, can I use that bed if I have this on? Yeah, oh, it just gets rid of it. Okay. So log carriers, blah, blah, blah. There you go. They can do both. There you got the crane with the bed, but there's no backing thing then. And that's cool, though. So once again, you get pretty much all the attachments. These don't. This one doesn't have the 3-bed, so I was incorrect about that. I wasn't sure if it did or not, but it does not. Well, I guess I was correct because I first said it didn't. Paint jobs, yeah, you got the same. Some cool paint schemes, and then of course the regular colors. And these trucks, once again, I'm using them fully buffed out, so they're not. I have the full muscle on them, full engines, full tires, biggest suspension. All-wheel drive. You can make them 2-wheel drive if you want, or 4-wheel drive or whatever, with the regular back wheels. Yeah. So, is this pack sweet? I think it's really cool. Accidents will happen, but you can now take off-roading seriously with an actual truck like this. We tried these with you remember the 59X and stuff like that when we went across Michigan. This truck would do much, much better. But it does suck more fuel because it's got the diff lock and the all-wheel drive. So the trade-off is you're going to suck more fuel, but it is what it is. It's a much more usable truck. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely had fun bringing it to you, and it was a fun experience to drive these trucks. I think they're definitely worth it if you love Snowrunner. The first time I'm going to say that they're absolutely 100% usable in pretty much all situations. You won't get stuck here and there, but they're very capable trucks. So if you enjoyed this video, please buy me a coffee. It helps us pay for the bills for our camper, for our cable, and for our computer that we're using to do all these videos. Have a great night, and I will see you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, always help. Love you guys. Bye.